A new Starship Tristan, Euderion Infinity's 20th anniversary, Trek Short's next crowdfunder, and an editorial about Star Trek fan films and our awards show.
This is Trekzone's Fan Film Update,
where we tell you what you need to know in the world of Star Trek fan films now. The crew of the Starship Tristan has detected an energy wave coming from 17 Camelopardis, a nearby M-class subgiant star, where they're heading for a supply delivery run to a small colony on the third planet. It's inhabited by homesteaders from Earth and Centaurus. All communication attempts have gone unanswered. That's the logline for the just-released Starship Tristan fan film, Seeing in the Dark. Hailing from Trekzone's 2022 Fan Film Studio of the Year at Potemkin Pictures, this one is one of the first into the ledger for 2024's Fan Film Awards, and is certainly worth a watch. Link in the description. Our German friends over at Euderion Infinity have released the program for their 20th anniversary bash. The 7.5-hour in-person event will feature a panel discussion, quiz, live podcast, and a brand new trailer for when the USS Lorelei meets the Euderion. We'll have a full wrap after the June 17 event. Samuel Cockings has released more info about his latest Trek Shorts crowdfunder. The prolific Star Trek fan filmmaker and visual effects master has placed his hat on the footpath again to aid in the completion of the next batch in his anthology. Armed with gorgeous renders of the Enterprise D interior, Samuel's latest video promises a special sequel to Picard's third season, and the Flute Museum as well, if he can get the funding over the line. As of recording, he's cracked 1,100 pounds on the way to the 4,000 pound goal. Let's turn to the 2023 Trekzone Fan Film Awards now. We have a green board across our nomination spreadsheet. Within 72 hours, everyone that MTM and I had shortlisted for entry into each of our 19 categories returned their acceptance form with an incredibly humble and appreciative tone. With 59 eligible films released in the 13-month period from mid-April 2022 to mid-May 2023, I want to acknowledge the work of our awards partner, mentioning Trekkie Mentions, and thank him for all of his efforts. He's even just opened the ledger for 2024, as I said, with Starship Tristan's Seeing in the Dark. Now, where the Federation files Director's Choice Awards take an entry fee, they have a cash prize for the major winner. Here at Trekzone and MTM, though, our approach is a little different. We're not offering up a cash prize and don't need help with running our web hosting. MTM's on a free tier and I'm $5 a week. I'm not poor or destitute enough to hold my hand out for that. That said though, we're still offering a prize pack for each of the 19 winners whom will be announced on July 10. A simple drama trophy, once again for 17 winners, and the all-important engraved crystal for our short fan film of the year and fan film of the year. The whole idea of our awards show is to recognise Star Trek fan films done right. Those films made by fans for fans, with limited or no crowdfunding, who get in there with friends and have a good time. They're not interested in entertaining the politics of our niche of a niche. They don't feel the need to gather tidbits of information and run off to the supposed other side in some sordid attempt at being the playground whisperer. They're not out there trying to drum up controversy, act superior, arrogant, or even condescending towards others. They're not lording anything over anyone. They're not rude. They don't have a proclivity towards acting in a way that makes others feel intimidated, threatened, or violated. They just want to make content. And that is what we celebrate here at Fan Films Done Right. Last year, we beamed down to the Rivers studio at the Griffith Film School in Brisbane. That was an awesome day of fun with the students and the Trekzone crew. This year we're staying here in the virtual studio, but extending for 4.5 hours, bringing you the awards, an after party, fan film update, sci-fi news, talking science, and a special live edition of a Trekzone conversation with Larry Nemechek. What was a 3-tiered countdown to our 20th anniversary just 1 month ago is almost on to the final layer, as the nominations live stream will be held this Saturday, the 10th of June at 7:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Beam in live on Trekzone TV or catch it in the hours following with our handy watch page at thetrek.zone/ATZC434. Whew, that's a lot of information, but look out for that. For now though, it is time to wrap up this edition of Fan Film Update. A reminder that we are podcasting on YouTube and across every podcast app. Find each of Trekzone's shows on Google or Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and more. Plus, Trekzone's channel on the iTunes library gives you a one-stop shop for all of our goodness. Jump onto your favourite podcast app, find Trekzone, and subscribe. And we're doing the video thing on YouTube as well. Membership's available here. Early access for less than a cup of coffee per month gets you behind the scenes and that early access to podcasts when I can muster it all up. Plus, you get my personal thanks as well. I reckon that's worth it. Of course, our social media feeds always have the week's podcast highlights and Star Trek episodes. This is our 20th year to the world. We are Trekzone. I am Matt Miller, going boldly since 2003.